All right, now the moment that I've been waiting for. See, there's a little secret that I've been wanting to show you since I finished this Photoshop Top Secret product. And now that it's finished and that you're right here, I can finally show you what it is. And it's the color blending technique that I use for a lot of the montages that I create. So they all look like they're there at the same spot at the same time. You see, because anytime we're creating collages of different things or montages, we're using all different types of photos, and all those photos have different lighting and all that. So I'm going to show you a really cool color blending technique that we're going to do right now to make it look like everything is together. So what I want to do first is come over to the layers palette, and let's just make a new layer and make sure that the topmost layer is selected. In this case, that is the fog layer. So I will make a new layer on top of that. And let's just call this brown. And then I'll go over to the toolbar and click on the foreground color, and we're going to create this color of brown. And I want you to enter in B2 9A C or 7. C's and the 7s are mixed up today, I guess. B2 9A 7C. Okay, and as soon as you have that color, go ahead and click OK. Then what I want you to do, select the paint bucket right here, click on the image to fill that in with that color, and then come up here to the blending mode menu and select color as the blending mode. Now this is the first step. You see, yeah, it's obviously a brown color overlay on a layer above it. It's not too exciting. But here's the thing, is that to make this look even more cooler, we're going to add 2 more color layers on top of this brown layer that is just going to make it look amazing. So let's create another new layer on top of this brown layer, and I'll call this blue. And then over here on the toolbar, let's select the foreground, and in the same spot in the hex value input area down here, let's enter in 4 7 5 3 6 8. And when you have that, then go ahead and click OK. Same thing, go ahead and fill this in. Fill this whole layer in with this color. Then I want you to select Overlay from the blending mode menu. Okay? Now, do you see the difference? What's happening here? And we're going to do something else just after this. We're not quite done yet, but you can see what's happening is that now we have more of that blue that's inside the image, giving it more of that like film type look, or more if it's like a sort of like a cross-processing color effect that they use in film, which is really hard to create with digital images. So check it out. And I'm not going to zoom in and check it out just yet, but because we're going to add one more new layer to finalize this effect. So create a new layer, and you can just call this blue 2. And then we're using the exact same blue. So all you have to do is just click on the image, fill it in. Then I want you to select Overlay once more, but this time I want you to turn down the opacity somewhere around 70%. Or you can even go lower if you want to. And there you have it. And so you can see what's going on here is that we can start to see what's too dark and what's too light. Now, obviously, the wings are a little bit too dark. So now, after we've already done the color blending, we can go back through here and adjust the brightness of some of the layers, like the wing. We can create adjustment layers for these. So I can activate those layers, hold down the Alt key, which is the Option key on the Mac, and I can come down here and click on the adjustment layer icon. And let's select brightness and contrast. I'll put a check in this box here, click OK. And I can brighten those wings up a little bit. Look at that. Now, not too much though, because we don't want that haze look. But you can see this is before and this is after, because I figured the brightness of the elephant He's a little bit lighter, so I figured it would look better if the wings were more along the lines of the brightness of the elephant. So look at that. And then I'll go ahead and click OK. And then I'll click on the left wing, hold down Alt, Option on the Mac, click on the Adjustment Layer button, select Brightness and Contrast, go ahead and release the Alt key. I'll put a check in this box right here, and we'll do the same for this wing over here as well. So all I'm doing is just increasing the contrast, or increasing the brightness, and then I'm lowering the contrast just a little bit. Because if the contrast is lowered, it's going to remove some of the black. If it's increased higher, then it's going to increase the darker areas, which we don't want. So I'm going to go ahead and just lower the contrast, increase the brightness, and then go ahead and click OK. And look at that. Let's look at the fog here. See what we can do with that. Because things can look a little bit different after we apply the color technique that we just used.